Ya Al-Nura Slama Jamalu Manti Kamarale ni live ka bo Amsterdam wura nyinda na to kumala kuma menka woye kole di annani anya jamana men krote nya aliyafara ko memma ko child abuse kinda mishandling ko meye ambara anna namundo kuma te main baro yekela ate standardo ate kabilala ka fo yoro me ay fola ka fo demma kan ka basi ko men di den soro ni ka ni gedenda adina den na dungara tera tinga nyame wele na bilala ka question men bila ka fo den kuna tinya ko me tabule kuma fo bali ka lombalia wele sabeni mbula angle karoti is child abuse a taboo or ignorance na program toni miniti saba jani nya damina nya danteli kala kusan kana to fula lerko woron na to continue la ka wa na to continue la ka an kondi kenka fo ka danteli ke krionkando anglican ani hollande kan ba ko nyi na butun ya alkalon ko don de ba fala nde afala ngonna ko te bela ja dunya bele mafere na so moli afola ya fo anglican do ya fo yindo ndo alala ka fo ye bara ka banka na kaninke katamileri kele nantena la mfanka tena la nola so wole nye seko kela nye atodile nye seko kela kosa ndise arafarana kansaba nani yindo kosa bedi itani sorado Oranyal fola ka Amsterdam and now is 5:58 na to wala nyimbela intrula kusandi nyere la men nyemen fola anifanin kato kam bankan fila kana nyomina non ta dinna alumeni altuluma lala adina alutoro Goedna vond, dames en heren. Vanavond ga ik over kindermishandeling praten. Normaal, ik kies altijd thema's waarmee ik kan in mijn moedertaal beter uitleggen dat die mensen, mijn achterban, die mensen die de Nederlandse taal niet goed begrijpen of beheersen, kunnen in hun moedertaal ook begrijpen wat het betekent of hoe je een kind kan mishandelen zonder te weten. Want in onze traditie, het bestaat niet. In onze traditie, kind is gewoon geboren om je ouders te bedienen. Luisteren naar je ouders, wat zegt, doe wat ze zeggen. En als je gaat werken of wat verdienen, moet je voor je ouders gaan zorgen. Dus onze verzorgingshuis is bij jouw kind. Kinderen zijn de verzorgingsinstelling van mijn stam of generatie of die zogenoemde Madingo gemeenschap. Wij kennen kindermishandeling bestaat niet. Daarom schrijf ik in het Engels, is kindermishandeling een taboe of onwetendheid. Want wat je niet weet, kan je niet meer jou aansprakelijk voor houden. Maar wat het is, we zitten hier, dat heb ik gisteren in mijn promotievideo gezegd, dat wij zitten hier met onze hoofd nog in Afrika. Dat komt heel hard aan, maar wat het is, wij zijn hier, wij zijn anders opgevoed. En hier in Nederland is een andere wet. Wat je moet doen en hoe. Maar als je niet weet, dan zit je in de groep van de onwetende groep. Maar hoe kan de regering of maatschappij begrijpen dat je daar geen moer van weet? Dat praat ik vanavond over, want ik wil echt mijn achterban hier echt bewust van maken. Want zoveel mensen zitten daar met hun hand in haar. Kinderen worden van ouders gerukt. Zomaar naar andere gezinnen. Na een jaar krijg je kind nooit meer. Want die gastouders die wil ook niet de kinderen loslaten. Door inkomen. Want het is niet liefde. Als je van een kind houdt, ga je niet van de ouders weghalen. Jammer genoeg. Dus mijn taak is om dit beter uit te leggen aan mijn achterban, zodat ze weten, of de mensen niet weten, kunnen gewoon inzicht hebben over hoe makkelijk je een kind kan mishandelen zonder je dat weet. Want bij ons, kind slaan hoort bij opvoeding. Schreeuwen tegen een kind hoort bij opvoeding. Een kind een schop geven hoort bij opvoeding. Een kind echt zwaar straf geven hoort bij onze manier van opvoeding. Maar dat mag hier niet. Hoe kunnen wij hier daarmee omgaan? Dat is mijn programma vandaag. Maar jammer genoeg, ik ga gewoon lezen, want ik neem altijd iets uit de krant of meestal wat ik nu doe uit Rijksoverheid. Want iedereen kan schrijven wat hij wil. Maar hier staat precies wat de wet toelaat. Dat ga ik nu stap voor stap lezen en uitgebreid in Madingo en in het Creool. Ja, discussiëren. Want ik ben ook een deel van de Madingo gemeenschap. Ik ben ook een Madingo vrouw in Afrika geboren. Dus ik kan niet gaan hier zitten. Mag niet, moet niet. Nee. Hoe kunnen we dat of dit voorkomen? Sorry. Hoe kunnen we dit begrijpen? Want bijvoorbeeld, ik heb vanavond gekozen voor wat is kindermishandeling? Vormen van kindermishandeling, lichamelijk mishandeling, emotioneel of geestelijk mishandeling, lichamelijk verwaarlozing, emotioneel of geestelijk verwaarlozing en het belangrijkste is seksueel misbruik. Want dit zijn echt onderwerpen dat in mijn moedertaal niet bestaat. Het klinkt heel raar. Ja, ik hoor vaak, oh, dat is raar. Voor jullie is het raar, maar voor ons is het normaal. Het is net dat als je mijn volk vraagt over kindermishandeling, je ziet vader, opa, kleinkind, broer, tante, iedereen zit in een bikini. In mijn cultuur, dat is de zwaarste kindermishandeling die je ooit kan doen. Want een kind mag nooit ouders of tante, oom bloot zitten. Maar hier is normaal. Maar voor ons is dat ook heel raar. Maar wij wonen hier. Wij wonen hier in Nederland. Dus mijn werk is wat ik probeer te doen. Dit is een vrijwilligerswerk. Ik krijg geen cent voor. Ik zeg het altijd. Maar dit doe ik omdat ik heb ook heel veel fouten gemaakt. Is het fouten of is het onwetendheid? Ik denk dat ik heb mezelf altijd die schuld op mijn schouder laten zitten. Maar nu snap ik heel veel dingen. Wat je niet weet, kan je niet corrigeren. Of kan je niet doen. Je kan alleen doen wat je weet. Dus om andere ouders hiervan te voorkomen, daarom doe ik nu wat ik doe. Dit ga ik nu stap voor stap uitleggen, over praten. Dan kan veel mensen daarvan profiteren en begrijpen. Want bepaalde dingen weet je gewoon niet. Dus vanaf nu ga ik schakelen in het Creool. Madingo, misschien deels Engels. Want Creool is een gebrekkig Engels. Una good evening from Bulden. This is Namanti Kamara live from Amsterdam. This evening, I can talk about child abuse. What's that child abuse? Just like I talk and this now in Dutch. Mostly, that in this way, inside we culture, almost, they exist. But yeah, so overseas, you go abuse Pekin. Psychologically, you will abuse Pekin through abandoning the Pekin or just wayward Pekin. You can able abuse Pekin also mentally. Because for we, when I say child abuse, na sex number with a member. Not so normal. Even for hala Pekin. Na abuse. Somehow. Now I just talk about Dutch. If you ask me now, we on culture, like we then sit on there, pa where it goes, grandpa where it goes, Pekin where bikini, mama where and auntie where, and they all sit on one place, they keep comping, make barbecue na beach or na park. So we, that are the biggest child abuse what you go ever do to Pekin. Because Pekin not for see parents, auntie, uncle, private part. But yeah, in normal. So now I make these two world where we don't can born with Pekin, usa we come and usa we can fend we safe. Now a world where we get for fight very hard. Try to for listen. Try for understand. If now and then we they do a lot of damage to them Pekin, we go get for destroy them, follow them for the rest of their life. So until then I can talk about certain things then old people that they call me say you go believe say me whole life I don't they carry this trauma. So now I make today now this now me tema. And they can't talk now because exactly 8 after 6. And they shave me time. Because today I begin earlier so that I will do my introduction. Make I not go eat too much time. But right now, I can switch into Madingo for the next 20 minutes. The next 20 minutes, I need to talk nothing past Madingo. After that, I will come and Creole, then I close my program with Madingo and Dutch. So now go excuse me for now. Alnura Nkotini, Slama Jamalu, Mmanti Kamara Leni, Kabo, Amsterdam. Nabaro Sunyindo, Kofilale. Kofila menye, Andani Anyere Yena, Dunya Famendobi, Yang, Abaraki Ambolo, Dunya Filadi. Anuka Dunya Rate Menlong, Ananda Nanyere Yena Mendo, Kilente. Wole kake, ntere wole fola sembra folande kando, ndina fofanani, manika kando, kadogbe. Ambodia, Anna Namundo, ka lon ka fo iba jaman demma woye den kuna tinyande di woye abuse ledi woye komendi jaman do yendo ba adaba den demu ye bunyala nyame kumpote ni fana ye bunyala tende anu donte kontembola uka mbara fo holande kando nyanko sama anna namu iba den soron yala bwado meyambara ka den kolo ye mundi abakolo bali yake ka jamama abakolo bali yake ka gbasi abakolo bali yake ka atoro ka ira kala no menkela amakan kake ka fode ye kolo bali yake yamado ila ka kuma ka finkenyi ka alali ni ko wulke wo manyaye ambara kusebe folo ko mendo ye namma hankilisi bibido anna mo siamande ye halinde meite nyando mani anna mo dol terenda la sefadu men yal bolo kunkudu intalaten ki todoy kundo kal bolo taten ki todoy kundo kabinde do mani nyala finyi yena meite se ka fo mande nonta anna namundo ko moldanya ye tolo basilinyi aye mo dolu hankili wulilale tolo meyeni nya nu dani abe communiquer na an kumpotelema kadem basi yomi ba ko ba ile monani fanka yila idi denda basi yomi aduma nyame ite menya ina hali ka basi ka fa abara menke abara ba ukela jani yara basi yara silale ka kumanye ni kumara denye bi sini kende ko lokun kelen wallahi londora da tulumaloila na ma tulumalo jani yake ra baslidi idi adiana felu babulo adiana ko lu kawlu matala iboke adato itala men baslinyi jamanye kuma kan koron fo demma amanye ni mo men malo nyala selabi amanye ni me yakela ya dabila nato wala Allah Rijksoverheid .nl Allah ministre menye deni lakolu kuna gouvernement la sariya lani nu ani fani alkumani nyame kafo anye koju menu kela denna iye ko menu kela denna ile malon kafo koju ye woye ko men la denka a foloma munde koju ke di denna kindermishandeling. Wat is kindermishandeling? Is elk vorm van mishandeling die voor een kind bedreigend of gewelddadig is. Dus niet alleen lichamelijk geweld, maar ook bijvoorbeeld emotioneel mishandeling of verwaarlozing vallen hieronder. Akana kyan kono ka fo tubabu bana loy maka fa ansikani maka fo ikoju kele denna iye kuma folo men fola nde do dendu manyen nidi wala liya fola ko koju ke denna abeta basilidi de ka fo e ka beleketa ka fudu abeta odi nika to denna feyala ka borebo ka kunabila emotional mishandling nani wole koro ijutaye nyamode nde kalon ko ile tanala kala fendi ile bon fala iboni falan kallila idanka de nyamode ikana fo idemma hali molla demma kolota ne moni saralonde mora muso membulu nka sini londora na dunyom so ibarola ka dunyom so ma ko fa kadisa ba ko ha Koi bara moden na minai. Ni di se. Iyake. Ni te se. Adabila. Kwanya fala ko moden fisiri wali ba mo breden na boado. Kwal di fisiri wali ya. Tunyate. Iba moden na boado. Woni keme na. Wallahi na akera yere di lomi. Akito woni ke wali la silema. Keme tan lolu hang moi. Urani na nka sister Matila invite. Matila Sherry from Leiden. Hello. Ilo nyala do Finkeka. Sister Matila, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, Ntoroila. I'm hearing you.
Good evening. Sorry,
Good evening. How are you?
Nila Barani is strictly time by the last 6 o'clock. So the Baratema Barata, you can witness it. Anya Baru, Yalo, Atodile. Anya Baru, Anya, na position Buffalo. By Varana then is getting a little bit, okay, microphone. All right. Ibrana, welcome, Sister Matila Haja. Matila Sharif from Leiden.
Yeah, welcome.
Okay, darling. Yeah, I invited you earlier, but as you know, our African time, and I warned you strictly that I'm always exactly 6 p.m. I start my program. Sorry about that.
Yeah,
right
I'm
now,
sorry too.
I'm on another program because I couldn't go on with your program today. So next week, where I will interview personally about your experience here in the Netherlands. But tonight, as I'm already in the almost 16 minutes now, what I'm talking about tonight is about child abuse. Child abuse is, in our community is something we don't know or we don't talk about, because the word child abuse in our society doesn't exist. Before you came into the program, I just explained 2 reasons. One, we Africans, when we get our children, because I represent here the Madingo community, when we get our children, we raise them with the love we can give. Secondly, we train them strictly. Our elders always believed if you train your child properly, you become a better human being. I think, sister, there is something with your camera or your computer. I don't know, something is wrong there, but whatever. As I was in the middle of the explanation.
Okay, now are you seeing me now?
I can see. I have no problem with seeing you, but the public cannot see you. There is something wrong with your camera. I don't know. But it's okay. Let me just continue what I'm saying. Sister, this is what I was explaining. In the Dutch language, they always say kindermishandeling, child abuse. But normally, most of our women here, we don't understand it because we are not raised to be aware of what is so-called child abuse. We raise our children with iron hand. If they don't do what we are told, they beat me up, and that's the same thing we do. We beat our children up because that's the way we are raised. But here it's not allowed. Abusing a child doesn't only mean physical. You can abuse a child also emotional and psychologically. Mostly our Madingo women always say, you know, all these words. Saying mean words to your child is so bad. Sister, your camera is not really good. I have to, but can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Okay, but your picture is very poor, but no problem. At least the public knows we are together online. Practice make perfect. I also, before, even my head will be down and my microphone, I thought before I have to put my mouth right to the microphone. Now I'm learning slowly, so I know you can join the game very soon. So as
No
I was
problem.
saying, these are the things we have to let the Dutch government also understand, that they should not handle us so hard, thinking that we don't love our children. We love our children, but my job is now to explain to my people what is allowed in the Dutch law and what is not allowed between you and your child. I just read what is kinder mishandling and the steps. So for our viewers, I'm going to turn the program round. I'm going to say it again in Madingo so that, or even I can ask you a few questions. If you think about this child abuse, we can say it in Madingo as well. You can answer me in Madingo, it's not a problem. If you think about child abuse, what do you think? When you were in Africa, did you ever heard it from any family member or in the community about child abuse?
Of course, a lot. Like in Africa, it's obvious, and every child, like 60% of child in Africa has been abused due to the community, the family as well. Yeah, like the way we raise children in Africa.
Yeah, your camera is very,
in
very
Netherlands
it's different. But did you understand my question? You know, what I'm trying to say, in Africa, when we were in Africa, when you were there, did you really know about child abuse? That if you beat up a child or shout at a child or say mean word to a child, before, did you really, were you aware of that when you were in Africa, that those things are not allowed?
No.
That's what I'm trying. That was my question.
I was not aware of that. No, I was not aware of that.
Here,
I was not.
When you came here, when did you really understand what is child abuse?
Yeah, like in my case, that was in last year, September, because I have been hearing it and it has been going on, that it's not allowed in Netherlands to beat up a child or as well to insult or even saying harsh word to a child. So like last year, September, I received a letter, like one of my neighbors, I don't know who was the person, who told the Kinderbeschermer, which those people that they are the one that taking care of children. They are the one that have the program of the children in Netherlands. I received a letter from them that my children are always shouting in the house or crying. So maybe I'm abusing my own children. I experienced that last year, September, and which of course it was not true, was due to some misunderstanding between me and my neighbors, and really I never know who did this. So like I was called and I went into the interview. There where I got to know that yes, this is serious. It's really serious, because seeing my children outside doing something, shouting at them, please come in, don't do this. So I was like, I'm not allowed to do that. Ask my child, please come in. Why are you out? It's very late. You have to be inside. So if that is bad, really, I don't see anything bad into this. And then there's a lady who told me, your neighbors told her that the child of your neighbor was near your car, and then you shouted at the child and asked the child to leave your car. I said, yes, they caused damage on my car. And I told the father, and the father told me that whatsoever I should do, I should go ahead and do this. So these are some of the problems we, the Africans, face in this country. It's not to say that really we don't know our right, but there is so many things we can come across into this country. That doesn't mean that we don't know our right, but because of we are ignorant to it. Are you getting me?
Of course, so, that's why I'm listening, because I want you to speak freely. This is exactly what I said at the beginning of my program. The problem is, can I explain this in Madingo? Because we have a lot of
Of
Madingo
course.
people also on the screen that
Of
doesn't
course.
understand English. Okay, Alnura akotiri B no na program futara kalabam baratenda sister Haja ibara na program la wolonye. Ikalon terenyi de kuma la sisen ka fo anye yando ka fo ko anye juya menkela denula anu mo lon juya di. Ikalo aja ka ko do first ko a signolu ka lettre la waya mba molle yando aliafla ko kinda beskermi mo men ye den na kandana ka lettre la wal ma signolu ko wati be den ye mankan na bonna ayi jamanna denuma ni fana ni sinyo muso denki mado ala mombili la a jamanda uma wo gbara wulla ba wulia ka yando ka jamande manya suduma moto kela me aleke kama mamenya isni kele ka fo ba ni dem fale ka fo ko go ahead and do
dem fale ko
dem me ka folo bali akela
yeah
so
ne ka jase marali ke dem fanye nka jase marali ke dem fanye dem fa ke koma kwa le mun ke wolo donc dem fa ke ka mjabi men ke ka wala donc ne fana wala nka deni ye wati bela do ni na momili ba fana nka fanya kwa eboy anana la koko muna kwenye jamala dema nkwa mankwi den ka na momili ma no la na momili ma komi nete mo judi sino ndise ka polisi lukila kama nka fi kenya na ike jamana ma koko adema fo ike donc mbra e fana ide mbra ni lo ana dunyo lu na momili ma plus kaluka na défaut de la na momili la nkwa ma olo nkwa eboye mala wuli juya kama menta fe problème ne kenne na lute makabe sinyo ya ta fanfe donc o kela ma namara dodi alu yere ka sebeli ke kala okindele biskrime ma konye jamala denin ma mais mon kan souve okolo parce que nye qualité men kono anna qualité kono mo be ka no problème teni mo site donc alu ka leti lawa nka leti di jabi soro ko polisi rudina kinde biskrime moldina mo meni gege z ko koko peut-être nkunkolo mani ko mo kelen ni bolo donc mo sidia manani nka letri soro bela donc ka ko ye wole lo sebena ko de ka fo jamana meno mo manka ka toro denko la donc mais alu ka letri la na nka letri bela den ko me den jangalo to e molo mo le ya men lo ni wala ko la nka letri lu taka wadi wuluma mbara letri men ne masolo ma lo letri bonini donc wolu ka letri kala ne la ma fo ifo mo wolu nden na école lu dotoro lu wolle kan la kelebeke parce que muna de mon fla telembolo ya na la molide wolu telembolo kala nde mon luluka kala deni bere ka mo sei men telembolo deni ne nka bela rendez-vous ke jamana meno ma na retard la telekili mba men letri soro ndu wa rendez-vous ka Kenya ma mena karamo bankiri mena ko la ndu wandi kuma o fe ko ben dotoro ko ba ke mandi wa wodi donc letri na wolu jere luka letri ma fela ko me ko letri men nani muso men kama ko muso men jote mendi ko no ko tunyate mendi wolu jelele kanila kuma ke kabaka letri sebe kana bla sinyo bela
ade dia ke to me sebenite est-ce que ito le yele ki to
non nka fenke men ka na la nyalo donc nka clique directement donc on dit ça fa yeah parce que ka email mena na kwa nka email clique men ka na la fenke screen na
okay ilo nyabila haja
Tira Sharif.
Yeah, because I don't want to. Moment ya mafena akana kali yale ile ikalonde tole fani Fatma Kamara. So moment ya alamena aldi kato follow.
Mbra la waila ila WhatsApp la ida sanje.
Aja Tira Sharif. Anye live everybody anye fosi follow moli yan kamena live Facebook and YouTube na radio la direct. So I told you to mafani.
Haja Tira Sharif.
Ala Tira Sharif, okay. Tira ila Sharif SHA
Yeah, SHARIF.
Okay. Sorry about that. It was
good.
Name. She just react with my other name on the mail. Okay. Let me just make this a little bit clear in English, Aja. You know, as this was the question I raised.
Yeah.
Is child abuse in our community a taboo or ignorance? As I've listened now your story between you and your neighbor, you know, we are facing a lot of problem in this country. Our faith as Muslim and as Madingo, everything we say, let's do this, we have to leave it because of God. We have to leave it because it's a neighbor. But this is one of the things you have to know. Next time, it doesn't matter. God is for everybody. In this country, they deal with law. Like if a child, your neighbor's child scratched your car before, you went to the father said, I can't do anything. But one, they know you are African, so you don't know your rights. Secondly, they just want you to do something to that child so that they can do exactly what they did. So you report it to Kinderbeskermi, police and everything. Next time, how can you solve this problem? You go to the father before even going to the father. If you see the child destroying your car, make a video recording of it. Make a picture of it. Then, being man, look, this is what your child have done to my car. Seeing that picture, he won't go into arguments. He will start begging. Because then he realized, oh, this woman knows her rights. Because he knows if you take that particular video or picture, photograph to the police, you will be able to sue them, take them to any court.
Of course.
Which is your right. That's why I'm fighting. We, the Madingo people here, we have to learn, first of all, to understand our rights. Don't leave everything, it is in the hands of God. Oh, it's my neighbor. This is not Africa. Taking action or fighting for your right doesn't make you a non-Muslim or a non-Madingo. Because this country, you have to know and do exactly. If you don't, like if you have hit that child that day, they will sue you because they will say you have no evidence. Having evidence is the key to our living in this society. The second word I pick out of your explanation is that they always hear children screaming. Where we are coming from, I always say this joke. I was married to a Dutchman. He will always say, Manti, why can't you talk low? You always shout. I said, no, I'm not shouting. It's our way of communication. If I call my dad, if I say, hello, Tanachi, why can't you open your mouth? You have to talk.
I'm sorry, I'm not cutting you. I'm not cutting you out. I'm not cutting you out. I have a sick child. He's a disabled. He cannot, he always scream at the middle of the night because he have a special room which the bed is made. It's like a cage. He's in that bed and you have to lock it up. And when he wakes up 3 or 2 o'clock in the morning, he always calling everybody in the house. So he's calling Mama, Ami, calling everybody. So when they hear this and like he's beating everybody as well. Any children that comes into the house, even the brothers, they are fighting, he's screaming. So we try to let them know. We wrote a letter, put it in the box, in their in-bin boxes, and let them know that what I'm having in the house, this is it. Because sometimes if he's like fighting and then you are telling him to stop, he will not stop. You have to shout sometimes and show that you are angry with him. But
okay, Haja Tira, let me take you through here again. I'm not a psychologist or anything. It's out of experience. So you see now, you already start to measure the mistakes you are making. You have a sick child. What you have to do, whenever this child gets into this situation, make a video of it. When he's fighting with the brothers, just make a video.
Okay.
So that's an evidence that this is actually what occurs in the middle of the night. And something else I can say in your situation. I'm really sorry it's happening. This is when you have a sick child, there is nothing you can do. But we also have to realize our neighbors, they pay rent just like me and you. When people go to sleep, they have right to and a quiet night to be able to wake up the following day to go to work. If, imagine, put yourself in the shoes of your neighbor. Maybe you have to get up 3, 4 a.m. or even 5 a.m. to go to work. And this type of sound started coming, and you hear the parents screaming. How will you feel? Are you getting me?
I'm getting you.
Okay. So what can you do in this situation? When the child wakes up, you can always talk to the household. My son always wake up in the middle of the night. This is what I'm going through. Then, because I work at the hospital, they should give you a medication that will let the boy sleep through the night. But if you don't give him, he's a sick child. He cannot communicate like me and you or like the other children. So when he wake up in that tent, he becomes scared. And when you get scared, even an adult, you will scream.
You will scream.
I work at a neurology department. While they come with adults, almost 80% of our patients are adults. But with all this brain problem, when they put them in that tent, I know what you are talking about. It's a tent bed with a zip.
Yeah.
They will be screaming as well. Some of them will even ask, what have I done? Why are you people locking me up? I'm not a thief. I didn't do anything wrong. They have a mental problem. So what about a child? He will think maybe because of my sickness, my mother wants to abandon me. That's why they put me here. Or I'm dead, I'm in a grave. All these things. So as a parent, if you wake up into that scene, instead of you shouting, you have to take that child.
No, I don't shout at the middle of the night. I only do that maybe in the day, like when they are from school and they are fighting over television remote control, because he always want to get in control of the remote control.
The boy.
That is basic problem, yeah. And tablet. Once he see the others with tablet, he want this tablet for himself. And when you give it to him, immediately it's out of current, he damaged the tablet. So he always want to be in charge of the remote control. But at the middle of the night, we already have a solution of that long time. If he wakes up, I always leave in my bed, take him to the to the parlor, and then we sit there, and then I put television on. I stay there until in the morning.
Okay. But
so
now,
this is what I usually do.
I'm really happy to hear this because other parents are listening. I mean, the whole world are watching us, YouTube, Facebook, and people listening directly on the radio. This type of discussion, Hajatira, is so important because in the beginning, you will hate your neighbors. You will think they are racist. They don't like me. But to be honest, as a Muslim, as a Madingo woman, well, good raised, now you see already the mistakes you have been making, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's try to put this into Madingo so that the people watching can also follow our conversation. Hajatira Sharif, Anya Kumala, Baikalo, Nyokumala, Kinda mishandling by Hollandia do, Kosiama yendo, Kakomi Nima Kolong, Idi Re Kodul, Dononte Dua Kodu, Ke Imalong. Abaranya for danger Karutoya Abulu. Signor Den Kolobali Warala Mombili Masasa, and what I just said, Malike Faja Mandama, Unko Faja Manima Ba Faka, Kimila Drualo. Non te ba de ye Kolobali Su, Layla Mombilila, I foi Kale Bolofena, to Babudia, Kafo Alakitile, Ukumatedi. Sereyali, Kutelaya. Ila mobile telephone ninta, Yabla videola. Elo Adafa, I foi Kala Yata, Abame Fotata Baraka. Abame Fotata Baraka, na sorombalika camera ibulu. Alena le ka license kono kimadia. Balka long, ibara sreya soron, ka wal difansi. Ka fal den no men ka ila mombila yasara. Men ni le wala ko ba ku fa bara kuma ba adaminado ika wole ke fa jamandi me fana jusu bara wala jamande mana fana na rayelela. So barake altegbele ya dalte masinyo ya boloma albarabu tu ka wawiya le ba wala mpara mosia man soronaya. Ini yere ye kodoro ile malon ka fo akeni yere kani na error lidi ba ni tere ka de wo foto ta wulo non te ka filmer hali minute fila saba abaraban iwa police la nsinyo den no nyide kala na mombili la sere ya ibulo idi advocata idi waldi hari ba fo ko yiro wata ni ani o damage ka kan kasara ba ibara ila sreya soro ibulu wala kela den na ko fana damina atre itorola me yere bara kitite asera yoro de robutu demba kunu jani ye jama nonte nal nara nal be afaka television mafene den jankaroto ale afeka remote control ni de soro
ay ka bulu wati
dama dara tinya ala jankaro ba wulala so ye kono rofili bali do kono ni beke to nyaay nadi nya program liye na television na ya liye hali akana kan kono ko mi kinda besker mi mo nyani ande le tun kwadi hali hollande local den gol gol tolo so aliye la lila menna ni ko sunyi bolo bonna iba ibara kono rofili a filmer ba ko min ka finya ka lon sora kuma do ma ina fala ko aliya fala ko den ni kure la bonna non te demba kunu itere jaman ni femen kela jaman ye denu kuma talali haja wele ya anna finke do kanni intara fala forme fan kinda mishandling is elke vorm van mishandeling die voor een kind bedreigend of gewelddadig is, dus niet alleen lichamelijk geweld, maar ook bijvoorbeeld emotionele mishandeling of verwaarlozing vallen eronder. Iye jama menkala de maudi ile afala anna monitendi bal bafo he luti o jama ni ida e odin al baketa man hali kena mali wala kuru kolo bali al daka kena bal baselu da dal mafa koni amani ba aya anu yana ka fo fa jamani non tetenen jamani na jamani ngulu aluye den kolo le la me amani iyere ya ye na den melu boni fa jamani ni bemba jamani lu woluma na telefona he ni lu koloni mo melu yore wala musofuru la tofu woma wolle musol kalamal tanal jura kalafli ala aldira keto for the language ne kumale so ko sunyin be andi sanya ina ka fo ko siama men yanna namul nanna ko kenya ludo andi seka mafale amafa ka fane ke kretendi mo mafo ka nyambolo be ka ketu babudi mo mafo ko anye allada muninke mo mafo ka nyande ke yomi aluye nyami me am fana di seka ande numa de nyami ka foni de nyulu fana da ke altamo di lomi alladu ngara te kana na toro albulo ba de ka to sunye ba ke bulo ni mi hankilisi aye sedo men kala remote control fewdi idi hake soron den tobela idi hake soron den tobela wo fana ye mishandling sudolidi alle wala mate emotioneel of geestelijk mishandelen van emotioneel of geestelijk geweld is bijvoorbeeld spraak als een volwassen persoon een kind regelmatig uitscheldt, vernedert of het kind opzettelijk bang maakt. Ijilioma, asebena la ministry, asebena la ministry website leka. Nyana fen na bole ni tabola kundodi. Ba emotional, yemi yemen fala wodi. Amafoka afoko fiba dengbasi. Iden barana. Den kele yaldo tumado atekumala kosebe. Otoro ni dembedi. Iden me iden do na atekumala ijantoro. Alebarana ana abone ekola fosi bonaka ba de jankaro toba ke ibunna ila hankili be yale ko ila kobe o barana ko do baraka ala ekola tanti le bulu den jankaro to menke da ila concentration be wulika aba fonna ibonda fe ima ido ke mbolo ifinkete we kela male yomi explosion. Oh my God, na mandi nanye. Kalon ka fo den jankaro to me ibolo wala sonjale ka. Den tesela wunya ina. So abuse
no ila kuma me manti, ila kuma me ilo nya siria. Ikalon den jankaro to epilepsy yala. Londola ala epilepsy bra wuli sulo. 3 to 4 wati. Ala epilepsy bra wuli. Parce que comme il a filmé le coup même fois d'autres le coup ma ba wuli a reaction men kela ya filmé donc mbra téléphone ta mbra spray dama mais nya filmé ka comme ay badila aya sin la silsila akorokeni wokununa alebra kunu awato nyena anali lo mabutu kasolo ni la fini kwa atara fe ka kuma do de fo
Ijamanda.
Fama kwile nko waila sa nko nye yolo menote nko njuso benite. D'abord deni masuno oko. Afana mawa akisi bonda feka kasidamna.
Yeah.
Afana bana akoma nde sankonondo ha. Akoma yaibe ashi all tight met Yusuf yai lustre nit na niman. Akawa den kan koto don. Ntere kila kuma sere yako itereti donc nka telefoni la nko manko ke ngo va veiller zeke kama zekma akafo ko atele sunoro kwa le kasibodo le ko fendo kama sika nka fo yamba ila na la feno anna le sila bona le na la kila ka soro mbra do ke fanan tala la fen ko kana ulala an sababe sila la feno nka fo yankwi kasibo meke ko fendo le kale masila feme nka masila amasa folanye menjaba menkana mama wa ki bolo croiser ki si kasila ka fo ko all tight at ya met Yusuf ya lustre na nima donc okila kuma osere ya kwa
imala na kuma imbarabe intereti ende baikalo mba aliya wolema emotional of restlo tumado aka fo meke woli konna iya fo mfana ya nkodi adisa folenye nkani ndende kera me jama menke no da baraba kono
abola kono nka ko beka siboni mena mafa aka fo le ko nka fo yanko ke nkwila la fe no anala kila
anya ni fola bi demba tilo anya njanto denudo anya njanto andenudo ntedara diala yandode atinya dan nale nde denyi na problem damdara haja alnara bonni de kanna dala nyati bidi la nya telefon na telefon kun kolo ba wole retero wati santani filata mini kumala parata kanana albara mo bo nko ni mi bonda fe ni mi kunti ale telefon na matilande den kunya mi na watili kalon fo kofa jabara o menyi atesela sinola
Allah
nden wuli la fen kuntangi lu betara nteye kene baba bi bro baradia mbana bi bro restaurant na Black Job bi ndeye bona ayitinyanka awulida bola ka wodi tinya ka wadro gunta kata hambi nyewole donna ya ala dembati be kisama
Allahumma
ila situation nya metenya est-ce que denyi wala thérapie la telero
nde ajuma menja karotoye aruna sana dite ya bisi le atala so mal data eloklowati aldina dima around 4 o'clock aldina di donc abana ha fo du sagbe ne fananti wala yorolo ni etura da fere parce que aleni la minani de kama wati be parce que ay mena amalo
kalonke hali mo ba korol albana doldi ni kalunya da na lubeda nkalo epilepsy mani
donc ay wala yoro meno ay physiothérapie écothérapie écopédico donc thérapie obey abolo yin kwa so
nya fala le komi tumado na a problème ye dembati de lo bay kala na modo lo sulu jankaro su ba kal den na le malu la fola
mais fuya fo le parce que nyima fo no
itala de meno
alhamdulillah alhamdulillah ndenta damina la wati me atredi pe semaine mais anyo yoro meno ni bini andi kalo ke peut-être signé kila da hali nye kumali fete peut-être andi se dokumala sayidina alam kame alam ni na téléphone kono basi dininkan ka da matériel kono sunya fla soma ani wulafe leli kele menya dila ma soma u leli kele nya dila ma wulafe nya soro nana alam brasone nteluma ndi kilidi ke directement ale Yusuf la basi dam donc aba wulifana aba be spread me dilama spray wo fana kuna saki kono ayena mombili kono ayale yerela ya kolata saki kono ayena la boro kono komi afasani na mahala ba wuli nyinti e kabaka nyagila bela bon kono nya soro nambara bo parce que wati de la es appointment de luma fuye woluke donc nya tele nambara bo abra wula la nkofe ala koro musoni no kalu bema karan spray me kenya la nuno abaka nuno less than 5 minutes
additional ngalo nya barala ni rele
donc alhamdulillah anyala tandu basi wo me dilama an kalo nane basi dilama ne ka tunyo na ntala tera donc kalo nane o kona bra mina sunya kilimpiri
ebrai nya feki mani ne ka pai kala iko den na ko domina wati problem entre ni den tema bona signolo isera demenin isera lonna di ni demenin kakam nyame ba demenin me kala te ka pate be la butu
Bia ikalo depende solo ninte hurande sema nka mo sema mbali solo meende mena aluka mola nama menima deme administration aluka mola nama menima deme baloko ni dumuni ko loka na mafele nde ni dumuni kela di anye dumuni kela bon kono di parce que alu solo na premature donc on ka den solo qualité flale ke ndenke men jankalo to en nka le solo normal flani flala di donc a flani nyon ka o solo population ni ale solo encore flani nyon jere kan sisiro donc opere la le nka o solo so opera jangba solo ni Kenya flao ale solo tele sabale na la jankalo donc depuis a jankalo la butu den kelen tele mulo ni laptane ni lumada te malalo donc holande la lu yere ka modo di ma aluka lo men ke ko la défaut de keni de na jankalo di aluka modi hansini woti le ana konta pressing di ko ko ba masoro ndakili alele fane mademe na wala
okay
so muso wole demeni ko bekela nya kwa nyimma ko menkela la nyale tese adi modo contacter directement wa haja bara ye menke ya mademe mena
okay
ni appointment do ma ko min na yembulo te ya nyi wala jini ka jele la hali wala yende appointment ba kema ada fo okay haja ko kwa kan ka wa nadia aden do ebona donc ile watolu ma wala deni etakana ile bra so nye demeni muso wole mademe na kusemana
okay so by ikalombe akela nyanyi mbefala okay mo meli comment la sebela nye anya system men kona anti reaction kela aldi haketo alaikum salam many afla thanks my sister thank you too hello mama wa kuruma nyalbe fula aldi haketo me anti react la nde yalu yena kani sister matla tali yena
yeah tali yena
ale laiden dete ale laiden de Amsterdam bon ko dal bana la feye akuye bola dondoni so system de alu fe momo ni afe kuma ifolo ikuma ife ya fe ka ibaro ya
question ba ke mboro you are free
kuma email la waima albala na andi san sabadi se bola ha amo ilo nya ali photo dil mafere kele vila sabado ye kele vila saba ha mo ni nani di bese enya makari jaida mai ka mi kada mi no pamela belo duwa pamela belo odiwa so Ajatira, I'm so happy, I'm so proud of you. You know,
thank you.
Embatia do anya lo yando ka fo. Ko siama nya wole fola na program do so. For city and do solution temena meni mi dalaka. Ite na la demeni sorona.
Ite na demeni sorona.
Ini se akilila sister aya nyinde kenina afalandi sa fole nya akete nde ka akete nde ka akete non ta dala contact person mengika. Ibake so mena ibake comment mena diletre la wai. Anya lon ka fo amboni yoro me antena lan ko sila embutu koni meye amba ben ka den anye nyom mademe den yunu si madle ta idendi ayenyi sedo nabi ile me kura bela te ile datoke den yin to dam na di sini we ala le pulu anya ye nabi Nigeria no Ghanaian no wolle folo na ratu babuya den ye wuli labi ka walla solulo nalu mase hali tibon lola sorobal mase hali tibon lola den yunu mende ando ting nan demenda ka den yunu mademe sini ani sodo naflu ko duwa be bambale ni menna suni tele adise kala denja karoto ni dise kendela ka kata mo di sini wodi waka walla solo ka konya na maluke ka molu deme anya dibi mendo ka ambo anu masemena anna sodo naflu ni ngo dise wala kelanye ala mabeta benda ibulu
amina
wole duwa u kelanye anna finketo ni 7 minutes alu baraye ntere nka nokuma da mina mema alu yere baraye haja tira Sherif abara benya fo program mume abeya la bonkono abe kera la aka solution sora la nyami ani fanani denja karoto ba kabulu ani la fini ka jamande ndoma anaraye wo ka komen denna so anta ye na wati be anye fara jaman na denuma mafoka fu mo sinye i denke i ke jondi denforo me anyanda janyi dengilu kan teridi non te dembara sibo abara konrofli kana ile na tere ba ile ndila fini i jamama hansini dente safole nyaka menye sibodo
ati safole
wole anyanda ja demba tilu anyambaro nyenta ka Amsterdam ya nye mbara yoro ni kunkuru ni soron sister matla andi bara hand in hand joint project. If an andita da mina lai denye, deni buru nilu,
Inshallah.
dembatilu, aldise ka yorongini, aldise wala telenairo min, ka hankili di nyoma, ka professional kili, problem memba ke memma, andise ka anyon de menyami. Ala betara beibulu. No minute, no time to 6 minutes. Ato jandi nye. Kuma kriongando doni. Then I close my
problem.
It's so lovely what Haja's sister Tira Sharif just spoke about. You know, I couldn't even read anymore from the side. These are the heroes I'm looking for. These are the mothers I'm looking for. Because in her story, she just described everything about child abuse. Is something we don't know. Is it a taboo? No, it's ignorance. What you don't know, you cannot solve. You cannot take care of it. A child wake up. She is having a sick child in the house. So a child got a seizure. The other child came, Mama, you just shout at the child. The other child became so emotionally distressed and went on crying. And later she said, oh, Mama, I had a nightmare. I just wanted to explain to you. So she felt so guilty. From there, she learned from her own mistake. So we, the other mothers, can also learn from these examples. We can make a difference to these children. This is my campaign. You know, when I say we, the Africans, we are still with our head is still in Africa. My father used to beat me up. If my child misbehaved, I beat you up. My father used to shout at me. If my child misbehaved, I shout, scream, humiliate him. Remember, these children are 10 times smarter than us.
Of course.
Don't think what you are doing to them, they take to mind. If you look into the Hindustan community, I've attended funeral from starting 12 years old to 18, uncountable, because these children commit suicide. If you don't communicate with your child, you make the child so depressive that they look for a solution where they will have peace. Because if Mama or Papa don't want to communicate with me, I prefer to be at the cemetery. I don't wish that for any mother on earth. You don't need to be a Madingo or a Muslim woman. I wish all the mother the best. Let's learn from mistakes. Thank you very much, Hajatira Sharif. I'm really happy and I appreciate it. At least with all your trouble, you took time to be with me in the studio for more than half an hour. I'm really proud of you. You are one of the heroes in our community that
we are still fighting. We are still fighting, and we have to fight to the end.
Yeah, we have to fight, but we are learning also. We will learn, you know? We are learning. So when you talk to my boys next time with a low voice,
I'm practicing.
I know, because practice makes perfect. Thank you so much. I really appreciate
You're welcome.
your comment. Have a wonderful day. My time is
thank you.
Up. I have to round up my program. Thank you a lot.
Okay,
so,
bye.
You out of bed. Ja, en net als wat ik heb gezegd in het begin, heb ik een gast vanavond. Een echte bijzondere moeder met een zieke kind. Haar kind is met afwijking geboren door fout bij het geboorte. Door de vroedvrouw of de ziekenhuis. Zij heeft nu een kind van 9 jaar met epilepsie en bijna met Down-syndroom. Zij heeft net een voorbeeld gegeven over emotioneel en lichamelijk mishandeling. Als je niet weet, kan je dat niet voorkomen. Maar nu, met die kleine discussie die ik heb met haar gehad, was ze in Engels begonnen en in echt Mandingo-taal beëindigd, heeft ze een korte verhaal verteld. Als haar kind aanval krijgt, komt een ander kind uit bed, huilen, mama, wat deed ze? Schreeuwen tegen de jongen. De jongen was zo bang, hij ging alleen huilen. En daarna heeft ze gevraagd, ben je nog aan het huilen? Wat is er? Ja, ik had gedroomd, mama. Ik wil je gewoon vertellen over wat ik gedroomd heb. Nou, vertel maar. Nee, ik ben vergeten. Ik zei, zie je? Precies. Omdat hij tegen dat kind zo hard geschreeuwd heeft, door frustratie, Maar dat kind heeft niks met jouw frustratie te maken. Jij bent een moeder met een ziek kind. Dus je moet jezelf gaan verdelen. Emotioneel, je gaat niet ten koste van één kind, de andere kind beschadigen. Dus dat is een van mijn voorbeelden vandaag. Ik heb haar echt bedanken. Trots op haar. Trots op alle moeders. Vooral die Madingo-moeders. Wij zijn hier met dit hoofd in Afrika. En met alle ellende in de wereld dat we niet kennen. Onze kinderen hier groot te brengen. Is a nightmare. We are getting there. Bedankt voor het kijken. Bedankt voor het luisteren. Mensen die door radio luisteren. En tot volgende week. Ik denk, Hadja, ik ga nu echte moeders hier uitnodigen om dingen live over te discussiëren. Het helpt enorm. Dankjewel. Het is precies 7 uur. Moet ik nu ophangen. Bedankt voor het kijken. Bedankt voor het luisteren. Momen nana mafrena albaraye dembatia komen yenka men la fatoyali ali basa itole wala la trena ali wuli ali lo anyante masidi ko ye bele bara dem so bara na amafo afoko ba ya fe kala bon kono la de bla kenema manye barola nde ba menfo ada fo ka kera na bonna suba tendi makaran mawa hali ali afola back o level atembulo nka mpido nyimbela bi mambila masamana nka invité ababolo ma finkela mde ba fote ka kete mba fo kete faira 15 minutes jani nyise ala donana programme do ile fanandise aliyo wulali yalla nyante masidi na to competition de kel Amsterdam North ndabla Facebook ka aliye vote nye anye bo manika musolu anya nyondeme ande ngino anna sodo na fulule ngino di nanka denyi labe si malle tay dondi ni sister Tira Sherif nyi adenkele na bwado sini kenda mamare bonson do ina wuli menda fo amamalu alule tere loni manika kolaya anya wa bo albodia GT alwa kolonse ekol bonti alde ekollo anu masemenna laptani ti alduwa laptani lo ala mo bora am bonson do nyalu fola ka bo Amsterdam ko barika. Thanks for watching. I'm really proud of you, all the mothers in the world, especially we from Africa that have to raise our children in these unthinkable situations that we have to learn. We have to learn because we need it, because our children need it, so that we can stop this ignorant way of abusing our own children that we love so much. Don't let the yoke salt become boss over you. We can solve it. We can do it by listening to each other, learning from each other, asking questions. It will always be possible. Thanks for watching and have a good evening. Bye-bye, because really I'm off my time. It's 2 minutes after 7 p.m. Bedankt voor het luisteren. Dit is Manti Kamara weer, Radio Manding Furuba. Dit was mijn thema vandaag over kindermishandeling. Fijne avond. Tot volgende week. Dag.